Okay, so today's going to be kind of just an overview, very basic nutrition. This is just kind of good, I think, to kind of come back to the basics every once in a while, as well as sharing this new thing that I've kind of come up with and come to realize has been very helpful for myself and for other clients. So just kind of the overarching topic, nutrition, macros, creating a meal plan for yourself. So just kind of an overall view. Maybe some of these things might be new or just a reminder. So let's just kind of first touch on nutrition, just back to the basics. So calories are a unit of energy, which I think is always important to remember if people are eating 13, 14, 1500 calories and they're not too sure why they don't have any energy, why they're fatigued, why they can't show up to the gym, why they're sleeping all the time. A reminder that calories are our body's source of energy. So you have to be eating enough. If you're under eating and you're tired all the time, that's going to be the first thing that I will recommend, is making sure that you are eating enough. And then within, under the umbrella of calories, so what makes up the entire pie chart is calories, and then those are divided into three sections: protein, carbs, and fats. So all three of those together make up overall calories, and then divided up, those are the three macronutrients. And then to kind of break things down even more, we have micronutrients within those macronutrients. Those are things like fiber, vitamins, minerals. So now we kind of have everything on the back of a nutrition label, right? We have calories at the top, the macronutrients are bold, and then the micronutrients. So all of these are essential for life, for living. So to kind of demonize carbs or demonize fats or whatever that is, or calories in general, is not going to be very helpful. I think that's where diet culture really messed up along the lines over the years, is, low calorie this, low carb this, low fats this. We need all of it. So we need to find a good, well-rounded balance of that. So when we use the term meal, at least here at Frequency, a meal would look like a plate with a carb on it, a protein source on it, and then either like a fruit or a veggie. So if a plate or a meal has all three of those, that is a well-balanced, that is a meal, that is a breakfast, that's a lunch, that's a dinner. So a protein, a carb, and a fruit or a veggie. And this is assuming that, something in it is cooked with olive oil or avocado, avocado oil, or that the protein source has fat in it. So something like salmon would be a protein source that also has fat in it. But if you have something like chicken, rice, and broccoli, you're going to be missing your fat source. So kind of like honorable mention, maybe add a tablespoon of olive oil to that, or a side of avocado, and that would be a well-rounded, well-balanced meal. And again, that is for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I think a lot of times when people think of a meal like this with a protein, a carb, and a veggie, maybe they're only thinking that their dinner should look like that, and their lunch is just something on the go. Their dinner is just oatmeal or just 2 eggs. I really would suggest having that full meal 3 times a day. And then metabolism, that's probably a word that you're going to hear a lot throughout your time with Frequency or even just on the internet. So your metabolism is how many calories your body needs to survive. And that's just the very kind of elementary way to word it. Your metabolism obviously is a lot deeper than that, and there's so many different ways I can kind of dive down that, but at least what's relevant to a fitness journey and your time with Frequency is how many calories your body needs to survive, as well as just how many you burn throughout the day. So your BMR technically would be how many calories you're burning if your body was just at rest. So if you just spent the entire day laying in bed, not doing anything, but obviously we all get up, we work out, we go to work, we walk, we, put our makeup on, all of these things are burning calories within themselves. And overall, we're always burning probably a lot more than we think. And then I think that's where people kind of mess up, is they, undereat for so long, and that's really just going to slow down your metabolism. So that's going to slow down how many calories your body is burning at rest. The more calories your body burns at rest, the leaner you're going to be, right? So somebody on this call over the last 5 minutes who has a faster metabolism, they're burning through more fat than somebody who has a slower, down-regulated metabolism. Now, there's only one way to speed up your metabolism, and that is to eat more. There's only one way to slow down your metabolism, and that is to undereat for a long period of time. And then another thing that you'll hear me say a lot is the 80-20 rule. And that looks like throughout your day, 80% of your foods being whole foods from the earth, not processed, And then 20% of the foods that you're eating being something fun, something processed. And that does consider things like tortillas or protein bars or protein powders. Those are going to be processed foods. So I'm talking anything that has literally more than one ingredient to it. But also at the same time, I do want that to be fun foods. And so I never want a 90-10 day or 99-1 day. I want 20% of the overall food that you're eating to be something you enjoy. You know, going to that all or nothing or that full restriction mindset is not going to be helpful. And then along the lines of nutrition is digestion. So optimal digestion to make sure that you don't experience bloating or constipation. One is to make sure that you chew your food thoroughly, making sure that you are managing stress and that you're not eating in a rushed environment, that you're not eating during work or eating in the car. Also making sure that you have awareness around your fiber intake. About 25 grams of fiber per day is a kind of a good rule of thumb. In an ideal optimal digestion would look like 1 bowel movement per day. You're not in too much trouble if you have 2 bowel movements per day or if you miss one here or there. But that's kind of the average ideal digestion, as well as drinking 100 ounces of water. That's absolutely going to help things kind of move out of you, as well as making sure you're having fats. That's another thing. When people go very low fat, digestion is going to slow down. So everything plays a role, as well as carbs, which I'll get into. So yeah, this kind of just an overview. And then we're going to dive into macros. Again, just an overview. So the 3 macronutrients: protein, carbs, and fats. So 1 gram of protein has 4 calories. Protein is the building block of all the body's cells. Promotes wound healing, hair structure, skin elasticity, muscle growth, testosterone, makes you feel full and satisfied. So many benefits to protein, and I'm pretty sure everybody kind of knows that. I don't think most people need to be convinced about that. And then we get into the fun stuff: fats. 1 gram of fat has 9 calories. Hormones are not only ideal for fats are not only ideal for optimal hormones, but they are essential. You need fats in your diet, at least 60 grams of fats per day. That is the absolute lowest I will ever have a female go, in order to not completely crash your hormones. So making sure that you are not scared of fats. They're also essential for energy and cell function. They protect your organs. They improve your brain function. So if you don't have fats, you're going to notice that you don't think as clearly, or maybe you don't have as good of word recall. Fats also help absorb micronutrients. So if you're having, spinach and carrots and broccoli and a whole bunch of veggies and minerals, or even if you're taking supplements, if you're taking vitamins, if you don't have fats in your diet, or even when you are consuming these things, you don't absorb those nutrients as well. So if you wake up first thing in the morning and you take, vitamins, and you don't have some fat source with that, even if that's literally just a tablespoon of olive oil or an egg yolk or something, you're not going to be absorbing the minerals and vitamins. And now carbs. So 1 gram of carbs has 4 calories. This is the body's primary energy source. So simple carbs turn into glucose, give us a good amount of energy. Complex carbs regulate blood sugars, improve cravings, or kind of like regulate cravings, as well as they prevent constipation. Carbs are also really good for tissue and muscle development. So like when you're working out in the gym, in order to see the pump and to feel your muscles fill out, that's going to come from carbs. So yeah, again, demonizing any of these is quite silly, and you're going to be missing out and doing a lot more damage on your body than good. All right, so this is the fun stuff. So a meal plan, I always recommend creating a meal plan just for yourself, just, for the day even, or for the week. And you don't have to stick to 100%, but having some intention, doing some kind of planning or preparing for your meals. What is it the saying? Like, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Like, I think that's the biggest switch that I notice that happens with clients that come into frequency, is they're, for the first time, actually thinking about what they're going to have for dinner and actually having a plan when they go grocery shopping, rather than just eating based off of whatever is available or whatever they're craving. So grocery shop with a plan, right? Grocery shop with a list or an intention for the week. I like to kind of buy 2 to 3 protein sources. So maybe some chicken, salmon, and shrimp. 1 to 2 carb sources, so maybe some white rice and sweet potatoes. 1 to 2 fat sources, so maybe some avocado and olive oil. And then 3 to 4 different kinds of fruits and veggies. I like to make sure that those are all different colors. So maybe like a pink dragon fruit, blueberries, red apples, and green grapes or whatever, so that's a good way to go about things, as well as making sure that you are accounting for the 20%. So, maybe a side of or a little box of brownie bites or some cereal or something fun so that you don't go crazy and, have a terrible relationship with food and things like that. So make sure you also buy something that you enjoy. Here's what I definitely recommend. Utilize ChatGPT. I will share my screen and kind of show you how I do that. Utilize ChatGPT to create a meal plan for the day or for the week. You could even do it for the month. With your specific macronutrient goals, if you're a client that has, that is tracking macronutrients or even just tracking calories, or if you just have some dietary preference, a lot of clients, I'm coaching each client differently depending on what is customized to your nutrition plan. So let's just say you are gluten-free or dairy-free, or you prefer lots of veggies, we're focusing on hormone health. You can utilize ChatGPT to create the exact groceries or meal plans that you need, which I'll get into that. And the biggest thing is take 1 hour, probably 2 times a week. So maybe like 1 hour on Sundays, 1 hour on Thursdays, to cook your food, prep your salmon, put your salmon in the air fryer, put your broccoli in the oven, cook your rice. Like, you can do them all at once. It really should take way less than an hour. Should take about like 30, maybe 45 minutes, and then 15 minutes to clean up. So a lot of people think like eating healthy or following a meal plan or meal prepping takes up a lot of time. You are saving so much time. Instead of going out and buying each meal or going through a drive-through or having to cook right on the spot. And you can either choose to batch cook or meal prep. Most of the time I batch cook, meaning that I make a whole thing of rice, a whole, thing of salmon, and a whole pan of veggies, and I'll have them individual containers, like with the whole batch in my fridge, so that I can kind of make and customize each meal as I go throughout the week. But you can also meal prep. That's when you have like a bunch of little containers with the actual meals ready to go. That's great if you are going into work, like into an office, or if, you just want to be even a little bit quicker. And then also with that, if you meal prep, you can weigh out your things ahead of time so that you don't need to utilize the scale every single time you eat a meal. It can already be weighed out, pre-logged, all that. So I'm going to go to ChatGPT now. So this is a free website or a free app. If you don't have this on your phone or it's on your computer, I definitely recommend downloading it. Like I said, it's free. So let's say you are following a 1900, I'm going to tell it to create a 1900 calorie meal plan with 120 grams of protein, no dairy, all items from Trader Joe's. You could even tell it to do for less than $100. Here is a 1900 calorie dairy-free meal plan, 120 grams of protein using items from Trader Joe's. You can look at this, and this can literally be exactly what you eat for today. And then you can say, actually, I don't like peanut butter. So then just say, without peanut butter. That's 2 words. And it'll rewrite the entire thing without the peanut butter. You also could say, create a 7-day meal plan with that exact same thing. Create a 7-day 1900 calorie meal plan, and it will literally come up with a different 7 days of hitting that. And let's say you have, specifically a fiber goal. You could include that. Include 25 grams of fiber. You get as specific as you want. Include 3 servings of veggies per day. So no matter how specific you can get, let's say you don't like shellfish, let's say you're vegan, I definitely would recommend utilizing this. It will have you set up for the week. You can use this as your grocery list. And then you can even say, create this into a grocery. I hate typing in front of people, then like suddenly you can't type. Grocery shopping list. And it will even do that for you. So no more, I have no idea what to eat. I don't know how to hit my macros. I need a new recipe, blah, 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 blah. those days are over, which is honestly awesome. That's really exciting because that is a, that is a struggle. That definitely was a big issue with clients in the past, of people who just truly didn't know, what it looks like to eat foods like this. So hopefully that is helpful and something that you guys can utilize in the future, and hope you learn something. I'm gonna take a little picture of all of us. I feel like this is a cute little group. If you don't mind turning your cameras on for a second, I'll take a little selfie. Oh my gosh, hey Alicia, nice for you to join. I love your little flowers. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Cute. Any comments, questions, concerns? Does anybody use the ChatGPT thing? Anything that resonated?
Never used ChatGPT for that, but that's amazing. Especially, I didn't know you could say from Trader Joe's specifically. That's really helpful.
Yeah, crazy. I know you can make it so specific, and like the budget, all of that. Yeah. Yeah, utilize that. Let me know if that helps. Anybody else?
I just want to say hi. I'm new. I don't know how new everyone else is, but my name's Kelsey. I'm from Canada. If anyone wants to connect in Discord or on Instagram, I put my handle in there. I'm a mindfulness coach. I teach yoga and maybe might teach some yoga in here. We can talk more about it, but just wanted to say hi.
Yay! Hey, Kelsey, thank you for that. Yeah, I think you're the first girl in Frequency who is out of the country, out of the US. So that's exciting. And yeah, we'll have her teach yoga. She does mindfulness practices. Definitely recommend following her on Instagram. Her feed is very inspiring and calming. Welcome to the team. I love that. Anybody else? We got a couple new peeps. Honestly, I think most of these girls here have been with us for a while. So yeah, this is probably a third of everybody, maybe half, or maybe a fourth. All right. Cool.
I love ChatGPT. I think that was great. That's a good idea.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've asked it multiple times how to create a business and get rich, and it literally it gives you a full outline. Like it's so weird. It's like talking to a person, but it's super smart. So yeah, I think that was a good idea.
I feel like I
I
was
would
like resistant to like AI stuff when it first came out, but also me and my boyfriend just planned a road trip from Joshua Tree all the way to Salt Lake City, like trying to hit as many national parks. And we spent like literally an hour like trying to come up with this itinerary. And then we just like put that into ChatGPT, and it like created this whole thing. And we were like, okay, we want to see more waterfalls. And then it redid that. And it's like, okay, well, we want to stop at this specific coffee shop. And it was like done in 15 minutes. So yeah. Now I'm
feel
like,
maps it out too.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. So definitely utilize that. Did you guys do the Instagram thing where you show it your Instagram feed and it roasts you? Have you seen that? Yeah.
No,
Oh my gosh, yeah. Screenshot your Instagram feed and put it in AI, and it will like, you could tell it to roast you, and it's actually kind of funny.
I can't do that.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, I've taken up enough of your time. Thanks guys again for showing up. I'll see you next week on Tuesday. If you have any questions, drop it in the chat. I'll post the recording in the Zoom vault. And yeah, have a lovely rest of your night. Bye.